don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work.
Thing you should know about this moment is that the BAFTAs were not streamed live. So they saw this happen in real time. Then when they edited together their broadcast, they decided to leave this in.
Who gave you that name, and how do you think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a Babalawo, and my mom, when I was born, I got the name, fresh out the womb, and I just try to, live in that purpose, every day since.
So a Babalawo is a priest or diviner in the Yoruba religion.
God is good. God is good.
Last month, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were humiliated at the BAFTAs in London when a man in the audience screamed the N-word at them on camera. BAFTAs were pre-recorded, but they still chose to keep that moment for a worldwide broadcast. And Michael and Delroy just had to stand there and take it. Fast forward 4 weeks, and the same guy, same movie, but he's at the Oscars holding a Best Actor statue and getting a standing ovation. Do you think that's a coincidence? Well, Katt Williams doesn't think so. According to Katt, the industry higher-ups decide when to humiliate a black actor and when to elevate them. And when something feels like a setup, it probably is. And then some people online are taking it even further and claiming the whole Oscar ceremony is a ritual with occult symbolism. They're pointing out that the golden statuette looks exactly like the Egyptian god of evil, the kingdom of sinners, and the protector of the dead, Sokar. And then there's the play on words.
Big head, reciting back, just speaking facts. Katt Williams said basically that Michael B. Jordan wasn't part of the Hollywood ritual. It's Katt Williams. Make sure y'all get in my comment box. Subscribe. It's easy. Let's get back to it, man.
Oscar/Sokar. But let's talk about Michael B. Jordan and how this Oscar was only given because he agreed to be humiliated publicly.
Hollywood is not really there to entertain you. Like, that's great that happens, but propaganda is something that is important to all civilizations.
So as you all know, just weeks ago, Sinners actors Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo had
Katt say shit like he could be talking about anybody, everybody, not nobody direct. Shout out to Katt Williams, man. That's why niggas like him, man.
Had the word screamed at them on live television at the BAFTAs. Now, the guy who screamed it has Tourette's, which became the whole media angle. And of course, Michael and Delroy couldn't say anything about him. But here's what doesn't add up. The BBC had a 2-hour delay and still let it air. A microphone was pointed at the Tourette's guy sitting 40 rows back for no reason. And this happened exactly when 2 black men were standing on that stage. Sure, everybody apologized. BBC said it was a serious mistake, BAFTA said sorry, and everyone moved on. But Michael B. Jordan had to just stand there and take it, on camera, in front of the whole world. And it's interesting that he didn't comment at all on the incident. Delroy Lindo actually called out the BAFTAs and said he wished someone had reached out to them after what happened, but Michael said nothing. And then, 4 weeks later, he wins an Oscar for the same movie, his first Oscar and first nomination.
And the Oscar goes to Michael B. Jordan.
And this is the same pattern Katt Williams talked about when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars and then won an Oscar just moments later.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Something weird always going on at the Oscars. Like, why people just can't win their awards, have a nice night, and go home? It's always this shocking. I don't know, man. Somebody get in my comment box and talk to them, man. It's weird.
Overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be.
Chris Rock and Will Smith both got humiliated that night, just in different ways. And then less than an hour later, Will is up there and holding his first Oscar. The slap overshadowed everything, but people forget he actually won that night. The humiliation and the elevation happened within the same broadcast. And according to Katt, this wasn't a coincidence. He said the industry needs big names to make these moments work. And when you see something that feels like a setup, it probably is. And it's the people behind the scenes who decide when to humiliate a black actor and when to elevate them.
I understand what it's worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another. And I know what happens when they don't care about either of them. I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend that seems like a setup is.
And look at what happened after. Will is now banned from the Oscars for 10 years. His career took a hit, his movie Emancipation flopped, and he hasn't been the same since. But Chris Rock? His career blew up. He got a Netflix special and started selling out arenas. And Katt's point is that somebody always pays and somebody always benefits. In 2022, Will was the one who paid, and Chris was the one who benefited after being humiliated. In 2026, Michael B. Jordan had to take that humiliation at the BAFTAs so he could get that Oscar a month later. Same script, different actors.
These circumstances are not.
I wonder if they told Michael.
We see.
I wonder if they told Michael, be like, yo, boy in the crowd gonna call you N-word. You better not say nothing. If you say anything out your mouth, it's all over. No more creeds.
As oh, this is live. He said something about his wife, and then he got mad and jeopardized his career. And then the other guy had to decide what he was going to do with his career. And then no, we have to understand that these are two giants in our field if you're a black person.
Correct.
This is two guys too big and too good to be involved in what they're in. These are when two large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all. He's humiliated. If you were going to slap a comedian, he was the number one to slap, head of the crews. So slappable.
That's crazy how you the number one to slap out of all the comedians. How you so slappable? It was like everybody hate Chris show. That wasn't a good look for you.
And if you're going to slap him, you just need the greatest guy. The bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money.
But see, what Katt is talking about here didn't start with Will Smith or Michael B. Jordan. This goes back to the very first Oscar a black person ever won. Hattie McDaniel in 1940. First black actor to win an Oscar for Gone with the Wind. She played a maid, a stereotype, a role that made black audiences cringe. And on that historic night, she wasn't even allowed to sit at the main table with everybody else. They made her sit at a segregated table in the back of the room.
You got the footage.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, fellow members of the motion picture industry, and honored guests. This is one of the happiest moments of my life. And I want to thank each one of you who had a part in selecting me for one of the awards.
Then you got Halle Berry in 2002. To this day, she's still the only black woman to ever win Best Lead Actress in Oscar history. And what did she win for? Monsters Ball, playing a woman who falls in love with a white guy involved in executing her black husband. And yes, Halle broke a barrier, but look at what the role was.
Spring, the official New Year for tool people.
Garden tool, man. Why Holly has a white man partner to get the Oscar?
My favorite cut of meat.
So because she said it.
I'm using West Home by Group.
And then look what happened to Monique. She won for Precious in 2010, playing an awful mother. And when she refused to campaign for free, when she didn't kiss enough rings, she got blackballed. She won the Oscar and still got pushed out.
Because if I had done something wrong contractually, they would have sued me. The reason why no one could do anything to me contractually, because they found out I did nothing wrong contractually.
Now fast forward to 2014, and Lupita Nyong'o wins Best Supporting Actress for 12 Years a Slave, playing a slave. And after she won, she said the only offers she got were for more slave roles. They wanted her to play another slave on a slave ship.
After I won that Academy Award, you think, oh, I'm gonna get lead roles here and there. Oh, Lupita, we'd like to play another movie where you're a slave, but this time you're on a slave ship. Those are the kinds of offers I was getting in the months after winning my Academy Award.
And then there's an even darker side to this humiliation ritual angle. Remember when Jennifer Hudson won the Oscar for
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Jennifer. That's a family. But it's like when you win That's when all the downfall began. As long as you coming up, you can get roles. When you win and you black.
Supporting actress for Dreamgirls in 2007. Look at the timing. Just months before the Oscars ceremony, Jennifer's mother, brother, and nephew were murdered.
Begins for the trial of the man accused of 3 family members of singer Jennifer Hudson.
Crazy.
William Balfour is charged with the Hudson's mother, brother, and 7-year-old nephew. She's expected to be in court every day, and she's
We
also
all know
on the
this
3.
Oscar shit's true, man. We're going to the comments, man. Let's see what the people got to say. My speaking fact, after Oscars, I'm surprised Denzel Washington wasn't mentioned for winning his Katt on training day, and they should have Malcolm X in the Hurricane. Why didn't Delaware when he got any rogue accent? Michael B. Jordan won the SAG-X award for the Academy Awards. I really appreciate the fact that anytime a black man wins any major role, it's always controversial. More of the story, appreciate your honesty and ceremonies that are designed to praise your work and stop putting the Oscars on a high level. Like the snake. Yeah, man, that's where I'm going to leave it at, man. Stop worrying about the Oscars. Black people need to stop worrying about getting awards that don't even get you roles. Like, it don't make sense to me. Get in my comment box. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Big head Reese. Was I speaking facts? Am I just speaking facts? Is Katt just speaking facts? Katt can always just speaking facts. That Oscars is whack. Make sure you subscribe. I am out until I'm back.